Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fairmont AstroTurf on day 2 of the Belgotex Fairmont Hockey Tournament. And we have York in their traditional two-tone blue blocks, as Coach Jason Slater calls it, versus another travelling party from upcountry, Oudtshoorn High School. Brinsley Powell here speaking with Liam Lloyd, my co-commentator, who's just coached. Welcome, Liam. How's it going?
How's it, Brinsley? Always great to, first of all, have a chat with you, but probably even better that it's happening while we're watching a hockey match. Always learn a lot when we have our chats, but I'm looking forward to a decent game here. As you can see, York with an early attack, hit, goal. York take a 1-0 lead within 31 seconds.
And who else but, of course, Sean Slater with the goal. Another one. He's already scored a good couple in this tournament, and he gets himself on the scoreboard straight away.
Yeah, Brinsley, I'm not sure if it's been mentioned before, but Sean Slater was the top scorer in the club league in the George area this season for his club.
Yeah, based on how hard he's hit a ball, I think he can play a little bit of hockey, and he looks like an impressive figure. Oh, no, now for Saki, the youngster, looking up. Maybe Essa. Oh my goodness, Galvin. The sliding save there by Arden Olafir. Penalty corner for the raised ball. But yeah, Liam Galvin looking really composed. Penalty corner for York. Liam, you were coach of the previous game. What's your heart telling you right now after that really tight game between yourselves and Fairmont?
You know, it's really tough when the boys put in a good effort, and they do basically all you ask for, and you just come up against the Fairmont side who are clinical, and they take advantage of your mistakes. And on another day, they're a bit off in the first chucker. Those 2 goals don't come, and the game's a bit closer for longer periods. You see a shot off target there from within the defender was within 5 meters. It seemed to have hit him on the chest, taking one for the team.
It's just a fantastic bit of bravery, and you know what they say, hockey is, or all sport is technical, tactical, but I believe so much of it is mental and belief, and that's just great desire. Great first wave running, and he's just thrown the mask off and he's back in play, and that's what it's about. Taking out the 9-iron there, just a little lob hit, but turnover ball. And Keen Grieve there somehow getting to the ball. from that. Oh, sorry, taking the overhead, playing a great weighted through ball, and somehow Sean Slater getting on the overhead. Now for Saki. And sorry, there was just a little gust of wind up here in the commentary box. We're just finding our feet. I may have fallen over, possibly due to the wind, possibly due to the fantastic hockey on show. We're back here, York at a penalty corner, just a missed trap. And Liam, any early takes out of this game to date?
I think what Oudtshoorn need to do for as long as they can. You can see that they've conceded early, but you mentioned the mental battle earlier, and it's very important that teams stay mentally strong on the field. I mean, it's not always going to go your way, and if it doesn't go your way in the first 2 to 5 minutes, you still need to stay in it. I mean, you have a long game of hockey to go. So Oudtshoorn did that earlier in the day when they took on Edgemead, my Edgemead team, and I think mentally they were always there for the whole game, and it just made it really difficult for us to break them down. They never gave up, and we see them now breaking through the link line and going forward to create a chance of their own. Good turnover by York. But very important that they just keep their heads and stay in the game, and the score line, not to look at the scoreboard too often, just to play what's happening in front of them.
Sean Slater and Alpha Saki both getting a lot of action on this left-hand flank. The great hand speed and depth of touch. And yeah, we can see a lot more a high press being put on by York. Well won by Grieve. Galvin's finding SR cross goal. Just shooting near post.
The tough thing about playing York is if you watch these boys closely, they first to every ball. They go in hard for every 50-50. Their skill is very good. So to try and stay in a game against York, it takes a lot. They're well drilled, well coached, as you can see, a very good press, all scoring opportunity, quickly closed down by the Oudtshoorn defender. Did very well to meet him outside the circle there, just only to concede a free hit.
And Grieve manages to weave his way around a couple of people, but just nothing coming from it. And shot across goal. Nobody getting the final touch. Kieran Bucker vastly more involved already today, with a lot of good pressing and turnovers. Maybe Essa on the ball now. He had a great game yesterday. He really got into it. Oh, and a big tackle there on Bassett by Meering, the captain. Tackled back by Bassett. I really am excited for that battle there today.
Two big boys in the heart of the midfield.
as the Cape spring wind takes over. Eli Whittle, pretty confident on the ball there. Always getting the eyes up. Fasahi to Issa. To Nal Fasahi. Galvin. Issa. And the three forwards being kept high by Oudtshoorn. Been done. Oh my goodness, there he goes. He goes for a tumble. But no. But he's back. Oh my goodness. That's what Belgotex Sport will do. They give you branding that's just so good that you want to get up close and personal and have a read, and that's why we got Belgotex with us over here for the week.
Someone just check on the pole.
That pole might need a little bit of fixing, but these are big boys, and those are the gym programs that all of these first teams are on these days. Great double defense by Oudtshoorn, looking long for the high forward, and we got a 2-on-2, and they had this in the last game, but little Nal Fasahi might be small in size, but he's got a big heart, and there he gets the ball back. Oh my goodness. Oh no, that's some grade A hockey over there, and a 16 free hit out to Oudtshoorn. Liam, you sometimes umpire as well, and what is your take so far on some of the umpiring in this game?
Umpiring's been good. I mean, it's been consistent, and from coaches, that's all you can ask for. I mean, we all have our different interpretations of certain rules, but from the first call, I think players need to adapt and they need to learn from the umpires, and if the umpires stay consistent with how they're calling it, then no one can really complain. As you see, York have a long corner. What's really important from the last game, umpires are always communicating to the players, letting them know what they're happy about, letting them know what they're not happy about, setting their standards early. Ball comes in, deflected, and York take the 2-0 lead. That second goal, always crucial. The 1-goal security usually makes you a bit nervous, but York now securing that 2-goal lead. And Oudtshoorn will just be looking to see out this quarter.
It's just such great hockey. We've just been gifted to goals all week already, and I don't think that's down to shoddy defending. I just think that's down to the enthusiasm from all the sides involved to go and score some goals. Great crossfield ball. Slater holding the ball up, maneuvering, looking for his teammate ABSer, but doesn't get it.
Oudtshoorn are adopting a more of a zonal defensive style, and it's really frustrating the York team. I mean, they've got probably 3 or 4 free men in the D each time they're attacking, but that zonal system just seems to be intercepting and breaking down any chance they get.
And Eli Whittle cleaning up shop for another dangerous counter from Oudtshoorn. Eli Whittle tackling as the York defender. And ABS on the ball again. Looking for his teammate Grieve. That man has some wheels on him. 2 seconds left. Oh no, man.
Wait, don't do that.
That's a card. Oh, that's silly, as the umpire says. And unfortunately, that means that York are going to start the next chucker down with a player down. He's apologetic, and that's alright. It's all a learning curve. We'll catch you for the second chucker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, just to explain there, I think some people might be confused. The umpire is just trying to protect player safety, because as the whistle goes, a lot of players would just stop and they would switch off, and hitting the ball after the whistle could be deemed as dangerous. So players just need to try and listen out for that whistle, especially when it involves a stoppage. Yeah, back here for the second chucker. York with an early circle penetration, and they have won a long corner from that. York shot safe from the goalkeeper. Oudtshoorn goalkeeper had an amazing game earlier in the day against Edgemead. Kept them in the game for very long, right until the end actually. As you can see there, the York player touching the ball after the whistle. They got away with a few of those yesterday, but Dane Clark is on top of things.
Bassett getting the pass in the guard zone. Plays Grieve on the overlap on the right. Grieve's got some silky hands. Galvin. And Galvin puts the ball into the bottom of into the backboard. And that's a great little bit of interplay as we see the smoke comes out. Quickly pushed away by the wind, but it's all about the atmosphere and the vibe here at the Belgotex Fairmont hockey tournament.
That smoke machine's creating a lot of a vibe. My one player scored. Matthew Sam scored earlier, and after the game he said, "Coach, did they put the smoke on for my goal?" So all the players just want to be part of this electrifying atmosphere that Fairmont have created here.
I hope your answer to him was, if you want more of the smoke, you got to get more of the ball in the back of the net, Matthew Sam.
I told them they need to earn it. They don't just release the smoke for anyone.
Too true. Unless, of course, you live in Joburg, the big smoke, where we've got no teams from, but that's all right. We're keeping it local because, hey, local is lacquer. And here we go with York attacking with some venom. Sean Slater playing Grieve. Back to Slater.
And there we see the dangers of the zonal marking system. Too many free players inside the circle. I think York, each player, whenever the ball was moved inside the circle, had at least 3 options to pass to. And it seems like they keep finding the most clinical player each time who's in the best position to score their goal. That is 4-0 to York.
Jean-Ray Prinsloo on the ball, just getting turned over, hoping that Oudtshoorn will make the most out of Mikael Meyer. He's been an important player in the Oudtshoorn side to date. I just love Oudtshoorn's attitude on and off the field. Every time they get off it, they're just there to play, and they always bring a great atmosphere.
Yeah, one thing about Oudtshoorn, you'll always find them in the game. I mean, this morning we were hoping after our early goal that they were just going to kind of sit and give up, but not Oudtshoorn. But yeah, we see York score their 5th goal.
And that's the thing with York, is you never want to be playing against the blocks, the blue blocks, when on fire, because when they are on fire, it's tough to play them.
It's almost a bit of a relief that we had them first up. We had them in first gear, it seems, and now they're just kicking off on day 2 after their slip up last night against Somerset College. But hey, that's hockey. These things happen. You see Oudtshoorn attempting an outlet out the back. As we can see there, you can never write Oudtshoorn off. Still making progress up the field, but now they need to get this counter defense organized. Great interception by the midfielder. And Oudtshoorn find themselves up the field again. York with a cheeky tackle. I think York just need to be careful not to break down play too early if they don't need to. They don't want to find themselves down to 10 and having to change their game plan. They They look very comfortable at the moment, and I don't think they want to disrupt their rhythm. But as we see here, ball moves out to the right hand side. They have a circle entry, tucked back, cleared over the sideline for a York sideline hit.
Yeah, what I've always enjoyed from the York guys is that I said it yesterday in their game, their derby against Somerset College, is that Coach Jason States has been at the helm for a long time, and it's such a process-driven setup. There's there, Bassett gets the ball and just looks for the pass. Taken quickly, intercepted by little Nalfasaki. That's going to hurt. Mirroring the captain just gets in the way, but that's what a captain does. They put their body on the line for their team. Team first, person second. Looking forward to seeing what will happen next over here from the York boys.
Yeah, Nalfasaki was a bit of a problem for my Edgemead side yesterday. I mean, he was dancing his way through our press, just having a good time. And I think the lads probably looked at his height and thought, okay, this is going to be fun. But I think he's the one that ended up having the most fun with us. Quality player on the ball. His vision is excellent. Always working with his left link, just creating chances out the back, and very tidy player. As you see, York allowing the ball to exit the 5, which means they can now lift it from the hit, but unfortunately they miss via the near post.
Just on the edge, guys. On the edge, York. Right on the edge. Bring it. There we go. Everybody fire. Yeah. Back.
York with another circle entry, looking for their 6. As we can see, Oudtshoorn just frustrating them, managing to break down play outside the circle, managing to get an interception almost every pass, and just constantly setting up for their free. If they can maintain this discipline, I mean, they can make it a long day for York. Scoreline might suggest otherwise, but it's still really frustrating when you can't break down a team. See York here with the shot saved by the goalkeeper, and the rebound has been put in for goal number 6. Very important that the Oudtshoorn defenders try and get to that second ball. They need to try and get to that rebound, protect the ball, because we can see the York players coming in very quickly. As I said earlier, they're first to every ball, they're first to every second ball.
Tenacious defending there from Lolita Yakani. Asipe Sipmane, and well saved, and geez, just great effort there from Oudtshoorn defense. As we see Andrew Cato in shot at the moment. Oh, just did everything right, and it was just such stellar defending.
Good save by the Oudtshoorn goalkeeper. Adds another one to his collection. He's made many saves this tournament, many good saves as well. Brinsley, you have your fair share of tournament experience, and if you're 6-0 up at half time, what do you tell your charges after that, keeping in mind that you still have 1 or 2 days to go? Do you keep going? Do you try and hold off, try and save some legs? What's the half-time chat looking like here?
Liam, I could probably answer yes to all of the above. It all depends on context. I'm quite a believer in growing the game and trying to expand and see new things without losing sight too much of your processes. So I don't know, it's a tough one. One could also argue it's a tournament. You want to keep the things in place going well. So I don't know, in this light it's probably a tournament, so they'd be looking to keep things going. There's a push to the castle slip. And a slap straight through the goalkeeper there from, I think that was Liam Galvin. But yeah, to answer the question, I don't know. At this sort of capacity right now, I'd keep the legs fresh and keep rotating the bench quite a lot. But I think if this were maybe a different environment, I'd look to try and extend the guys, try something different, put some guys into new positions possibly, try different defensive and attacking ideas.
As long as we stick to the process.
Yeah, there will always be constructs that never change, such as maybe looking at the York style here. It's generally 3-touch hockey, and it's generally about playing in triangles. So I think as long as those two constructs stay the same, and on defense they always are about putting pressure on the ball, I think they wouldn't mind if they changed a little bit. One minute left in this first chucker. York 7 to the good. Oudtshoorn, whenever they've been direct and really attacked with speed and vigor, they've been a tough customer to play against. So I hope in the second half in particular they get the ball a little bit high up the field, even if it's through the first or second passes, something like that, and put a bit of early pressure, because when they do that, they are dangerous.
Bryn, we have some York fans in the comment section here. Caitlin Callahan saying, please tell the world that I'm York's biggest fan, captain of the York girls first team after their big win over Edgemead earlier in the day. So everyone, Caitlin is York's biggest fan, and she is definitely enjoying this fixture as York put their 8th into the back of the net. Jodie Auburn, also a big fan of York High School. Isabella Erasmus as well. I think York dominating the comment section today.
Half time, ladies and gentlemen, and I really hope Oudtshoorn can still draw some inspiration and look to play hard here. They've got enough in their armory to get themselves on the score sheet through some fast attacking breaks, and the York processes are well in play, and I'll just be chatting quickly about one or two little things with Coach Jason Slater, who's in his 20th year here with York. He's created the blue team that loves to come down here and play at the Green Machines AstroTurf. We'll catch you for the second half. Keep well, ladies and gentlemen.
I can see you want to be an error way. Slip back, top step. I can work with people that just don't listen. That's why we school that when we went kick, nobody did one skill. And we scored a goal. As I'm saying, that's just my style of coaching. That's all I'm saying. There's not much I have to say. We've got 8 goals. I told you that. Well, unfortunately. Can I hear the comment?
No worries.
I was about to say, we've got halfway where we were.
No worries.
So yeah, We just got to keep on getting Let's please just don't be selfish. Guys, please just don't be selfish. I see that it's a pass to each other and stuff like that. Everybody will be very skilled. If you got a chance, take a chance.
Your class, everyone will get a chance at something.
I promise you.
So you saw, oh my god, getting this off. Kim gave a ball and a half.
Did you give a ball and a half? Let's see how you feel. I don't mind, but some of the confession. If I can get you like 12 or 13 and extrapolate, I can start wasting 2 players. You know, I don't mind doing that. Of course, I'm getting to play. This is unfortunately selfish. I'm out there with many players. So I feel sorry for them, but unfortunately.
Sorry,
yeah, it's too close. But if you hit him lower than his knees and you have a short corner, as soon as it goes into the body, that's why people.
even if he runs like, you know.
Yeah, like nobody can run right. Like they call it barrel, running in the barrel. So I'm not trying to listen to that. But schoolboy level, it's a safety first.
Like peace boat.
The daggers will work.
Deep drag, and
I can promise you that the zigzag will work as well, but you can stop it on
Mel, you're running strike.
We are back here at the Brian Algie Astro. York versus Oudtshoorn, second half, kicking off, hitting off. Wrong sport. We have a lot of Oudtshoorn fans in the comments. We appreciate you guys for coming out, having your say. And yes, I'm sure the boys are feeling your support. Oudtshoorn never give up. They've never given up in either of the games they've played. They actually stayed in it really well this morning, and back them to come out here firing.
And here it is. Here's Oudtshoorn attacking with tempo, wanting to go. Oh, Eli Whittle, calm. Michael Engelbrecht playing Cato on the overlap. Just missed by all. No, not goalkeeper. Arden Olafir gets a touch. But first signs of life from Oudtshoorn, trying to go forward immediately. Great work from them. Galvin, Slater. Crossfield pass to the opposite side of the circle. Bassett, Slater, goal.
Brinsley, was that Sean Slater with another goal? We're going to need a tournament tally here for him. As we see York on the attack again. And that is number 10 for York High School. I think Oudtshoorn just really need to reset here. They need to show the determination they did from the first chukka. I mean, they were holding out really well and they were playing well to go with it. They just need to keep their heads. We spoke about that mental battle earlier in the day, and I think they need to make sure they stay on top of things. Goal number 11 for York. I think it's very important that Oudtshoorn players just start picking up inside the circle. I mean, the zonal system's not really working. They just need to do a bit more rubbernecking, a bit more communication from the goalkeeper, but unfortunately there's also not much you can do when York are just as clinical as ever.
I think what was most amazing there was just the camaraderie between the boys after the York flicker had flicked it and the Oudtshoorn defender had taken evasive action. There was the most amazing gesture to check if the Oudtshoorn defender was okay, and everybody just checking in on one another, and that's what sports and life is all about.
Yeah, Brinsley, we don't see that in many sports, but I think field hockey produces these type of players. You see Oudtshoorn attempting to make some progress up the field. Hopefully they can press the York side here and give them a bit of trouble going forward. Randall Crisp said he will exchange a shout out for, I think, tea and biscuits or coffee and biscuits. I mean, Randall, I think I'm here early tomorrow, so shout out to you. I expect a warm beverage in my hand first thing in the morning. And the ball just hitting the York body there after the miscontrol. I think Sean Slater won't be happy with that.
Here's Mayer on the ball. Mayer finally getting the ball a little bit more. Linking up, just losing out up top. Galvin collects to Cato. Penalty corner. Just a knock in the head to Edward Dalton. Just a little bit of wear there. Any knock to the head is generally means a player's got to go off, and there he gets just advised to go off from umpire Abi Grunner. And we hope and wish the best of luck there to Edward Dalton. He seems okay.
Bit of a bump on the head there, bit of a mark on the head, but he seems strong. He's in good spirits. See Michael Brink asking me to tell my story of sportsmanship. Now, I know exactly what he's talking about. When we were playing a club hockey game and the Somerset West, I was playing in goals, and the Somerset West striker pulled up with a cramp, and I stretched him out, and 2 minutes later he ended up scoring against me. So you see York here with the injection, mistrap, but cleanly regathered. See a variation.
Well, I guess, Liam, if you don't make it as a commentator or coach, you sound like a really good physio, and that's an important thing that we can take forward.
Yeah, I think the worst part about his celebration is that he ran past me and thanked me. And we ended up drawing that game, so...
Moral of the story, camaraderie is everything.
Yeah, camaraderie is everything. It's helping out where you can, you know. You see Oudtshoorn throwing an overhead, something they thoroughly enjoyed doing this morning. Just gaining a free hit off the 5 meter rule. York with the interception, and now they'll be looking to go up the field. Tomahawk shot coming in off the goalkeeper's glove. Excellent finish.
Yeah, this Sean Slater is a fine hockey player, and I think that is his 5th for the game. I might even be wrong, could be his 6th, but he is putting in quite a showing of goal scoring ability, and it's just so awesome, the different types of finishes. He scored a flick, he scored a hit, he scored 2 near post drags, he scored a simple push. He's just done it all.
His work rate is immense. I mean, we've even seen him set up 1 or 2 goals. So he's not only about the goal scoring. It's definitely looks like his strongest trait, but he's still a team player, and that's fantastic to have. You have someone who can probably just score and shoot whenever he wants to, but he still links up with the team, and I mean, that's the York way. Oudtshoorn just doing their best to stay compact at the back. They've got lots of support here in the comments. It's amazing to see. Never giving up on each other. Their supporters never giving up on them. They're here for them. They back them all the way. And I'm sure they will appreciate this going forward. As we know, not always about winning, but the sportsmanship and camaraderie that tournament hockey can provide is second to none. See in the comments, Isabella Erasmus is Sean and Rowan's biggest fan. And Caitlin, who is number 5 for the York girls, says that number 5 for the York boys is her hero. I think that's Mikey. I think everyone in the York team is a hero to the George community. It seems like we have a lot of fans in the comments, a lot of heroes out on the field.
Yeah, and why wouldn't they be? They're proud of George, and that's what it's all about. This York hockey boys team has been known around the country for years, but particularly out there in the Garden Route, and they've always been a strong product of the Southwestern Districts, now known as Eden hockey teams. We see Galvin on the ball.
As Michael J says, York is our community. Hockey has definitely brought the community of George together.
Great save there by the Oudtshoorn goalkeeper.
Lauren Woodman saying, "Kom Stracies, julle kan." Big support out here for Oudtshoorn. And Coach Slater from York just asking his boys just to pass a bit more. You don't want to get too selfish in the situation. You don't want to start getting frustrated with each other. There's no need for that. So he's just making sure that they stick to their system, stick to their structure and their principles. As we see a great tackle there to end the Oudtshoorn attack, and now York have a counter attack of their own.
We're nearing the back end here of the third, but here's Oudtshoorn's first really high attack. Eli Whittle giving away the free hit. And that's the end of the third chukker, ladies and gentlemen. York certainly getting a good couple of goals in that one, but Oudtshoorn haven't stopped themselves from trying to attack, and highest they've got up there, and I'm hoping this final chukker they can get themselves at least 5 circle entries, of which they can possibly make a goal or 2. I'd be interested to see the York ambitions for the final chukker. Liam, if you were Oudtshoorn right now, what's the outlook?
Very important in tournament hockey. I mean, you want to take it game by game, but I mean, when you're losing, it's not always the end of the world. There's still something you can play towards. There's still a process you got to follow. There's still a structure that you want to keep, and you have principles that you want to stick to. And it's not just the end of the world when you're losing. You have more hockey tomorrow, so you don't want to give in. You want to keep going, keep digging deep, and there's always something to play towards. You can always make progress. And I think that's what Oudtshoorn are going to be looking to do in the fourth chukker. Just maybe tidy up defensively, and try and work on their outlet. But I think York at the moment have just been very clinical and very good going forward. We are back here for Q4. Oudtshoorn will be starting with the ball, attacking from right to left, and York looking to put them under pressure from the restart, probably. When the umpires are ready, Q4 will begin. Off we go. A little bit of deception there from the Oudtshoorn midfielder, and they look to make some progress up the field, but quickly turned over by York. I think York will just hope that sloppiness doesn't creep into their game. As we said, there's lots to play for tomorrow, lots to play for going forward, and you just want to make sure that you stick to your processes and principles, and that includes just minimizing those small mistakes. See in the comments here, Marty's Stellenbosch University backing the blue blocks. I definitely know a few players from York or the George area that have made their way to Marty's to play their club hockey. Most recently at USA as well. A few York players featuring there for Marty's. Renil Blanche was playing for Marty's all the way from York.
Yeah, Renil, a hang of a player, and a good couple of years ago was running the show for the York team. York have made it a thing of producing a good couple of midfielders through the years. Another one recently was Nathan Loff, who plays at Western Province Cricket Club at the moment. So those two are the two stalwarts of the past couple of years. But you can just find York play in pretty much every league around South Africa, as Whittle wins the ball confidently. Just such a understanding brand of hockey from the way that York play, that the boys can fit in seamlessly with any sort of team that they go to.
So Renil actually spent most of his time at left half at USA. I think Marties was short to defender after an admin error on their side. One of their defenders couldn't play, but he did a superb job. I think the York way shining through there. As we see this game is just quieting down a bit, a little bit of back and forth between the two teams. I'm sure Oudtshoorn will use this time to try and regroup and see out the game.
Maybe Essa on the ball again. Well saved.
Great save on the line, unfortunately just not picking up the second ball. New York put another against the backboard. Andre Clausen from York will be attending Stellenbosch University next year. Gatamer saying, "Let's go, Tracy's pride." Good to see the Oudtshoorn support staying strong, backing their boys all the way. They're a long way from home. I didn't think York would be the furthest. But Oudtshoorn not too close to home, so very nice to have the support all the way from home, sticking through with them no matter what. But I mean, Brinsley, we have to appreciate the attacking display that York has put on you.
Yeah, certainly. And it does become trickier as you score more goals to keep the motivation and processes going. But they have done that today so well. And what positioning there. Yet another fantastic break through the field. Cross ball. And Bassett finds Cato there, Andrew Cato on the far post, and he just takes 2 touches and in the back of the net it goes.
What York do very well, they fill all the correct goal scoring zones. We saw it yesterday in the match against Edgemead. I think we were very fortunate not to concede in the first half against them, but in the second half it was very tough for the defenders to cope with the constant movement of the forwards, and we're seeing it here again with Oudtshoorn zonal style. You can't really leave these lads unmarked. They just need one chance, and even if they don't get that in, they're first to every rebound, and they're just being super clinical today, these York lads, as we know them to be. As you see, circle entry here, goalkeeper with another save. Umpire happy for play to go on. Stick sound doesn't always necessarily mean something has happened. You'll see a 16 there, AB trying to get involved in the goals. As Callan Solomon says, apologies if I mispronounce your name. Opgie is near Opsini, go Stracies. So we are not allowed to give up. You can see Oudtshoorn live by that.
Liam, I'm going to be honest with you, that was amazing. I'm not very good at Afrikaans, and you have just been my translator for the remainder of the week. That was brilliant and dead right. Stracy's showing the heart throughout, and great save there by Olivier. Case on the ball again, surveying, great save yet again by Olivier.
Listen, Brendan, I won't lie and say I was confident in my Afrikaans there, but I'm glad the execution came off. It's the years of watching Severdalan pulling through.
Liam, I watched, but I still could not do what you've just done, and that's the difference. Great defending there by the Oudtshoorn defender, and just goes out.
Brian, I've been a goalkeeper in the situation where your team is conceding a few, and what's great to see here is the Oudtshoorn goalkeeper really staying in it, really making a lot of saves, and a few of York's goals have come just from picking up the rebound, and he's always been there. He's always been communicating, organising his defence, staying in line with the ball. There we see, just unfortunate as it ricochets off his pads into the goal, but he has been on fire, and we have to appreciate our goalkeepers.
Yeah, Eli Whittle, sorry, just in the back of that, has run 70 meters off the ball. It's a defender's dream. He's just run all the way up, and he's got the final pass given to him with a lot of space, and he just slots it in. They say you never want to be a defender, you never get the plaudits, but Whittle took it upon himself, gets his name on the score sheet, and he's had a great game defensively, and now he's got a goal to his name on attack.
Yeah, we love it when defenders go on adventures. I mean, I wonder if he had a look at his coach and got the nod of approval, or if he just went through it on his own, and I think he was hoping and praying that it then worked out, because he was out of position a bit there, but as we can see, gets his name on the score sheet, and as you said, that's a defender's dream.
4 minutes left in this game, and my question to you, Liam Lloyd, any ideas on standout player of the game?
I think it's really tough. I think York have been very good in their build-up, but we've seen these type of games transfold where teams have many goal-scoring opportunities and they just can't put it away. They just can't get past the stubborn defence. So I think Mr. Slater, with his goal-scoring ability and managing to score from basically all angles and different types of goals, him being so clinical, I think for me that's my player of the game. The guy who could just put it in the back of the net whenever you ask him to.
Yeah, not just that, but his ability to just change the whole tempo of moments. Save Olivier, he loves it up there, and dead right. I think Sean Slater has proven that he is a recognised goal scorer, and he's had a great game, Sean Slater, with 5 or 6 goals to his name. And as we say that, he gets himself another. Sean Slater looking like a happy man. Look at him in shot at the moment, and that's our player of the match. Good old Sean Slater. 16-0 to York with 2 minutes 30 to go.
Just hear the York coach calling for them to switch the play out there. I think it was getting a bit scrappy. Lads going into contact, and something that they would like to avoid as they work their way around the circle. Should be advantage being played by the umpire. Good advantage. York with a circle entry, and PC with the ball lifting dangerously off the defender. Injection here from York. Trap on top D. We'll be looking for variation as Oudtshoorn have a quick runner out the blocks there. That's a great zigzag. Another PC just for a mistimed tackle from the Oudtshoorn defender. Good to see the defenders staying in it, not giving up, as we spoke about earlier, seeing it through right until the end. Not much time left to go for this one. Just hit the minute mark. injection for the short corner. Slight bobble on the trap, and we see a little left to right pull, and that will be a long corner. Umpire AB Groene just having to get out the way of that one over there. I'm not sure if the ball hit him or if he managed to avoid it, but either way, the umpires alongside us having a good chuckle with that one. AB Groene, one of our top umpires here. Unfortunately, the ball just hitting the stick then body of the Oudtshoorn defender on the line, and we will see a penalty stroke on full time for York High School. Top left corner, you do not get any more top bins than that. And that is the game. York High School 17, Oudtshoorn 0. And an excellent attacking display from York High School. Some stubborn defending from Oudtshoorn. I'm sure the Oudtshoorn boys might be a bit disheartened after that, but I think after they give it a few hours, knowing them, their spirits will be high, and they'll be ready to go tomorrow again.
And we have joining us upstairs Sean Slater, the goal scoring animal. Sean, man of the match, what do you just walk us through one or two of those goals?
Yeah, we set up a goal at the hotel to come here and play and score a lot of goals after yesterday's loss, and a big team performance to create those goals. So a lot of passing, a lot of teamwork created those goals.
And does any one goal stand out in your mind, or is there a certain type of finish that you love the most?
I'm a big fan of the back six, eh?
We can tell. Thank you so much. Great game today.
Thank you.